dum, dum, dum. Hey, okay, so sorry about cutting the stream short. Dawn-louise got a bit too hyper, so we had to go calm her down, and I've put her to bed and she literally went straight to sleep the minute I tucked her into bed. It is past the bedtime now anyway, she normally goes to bed at 7, so I think she just got a bit too excited. We've not done one of these for a while, but yeah, she was getting to the point where she was jumping around a lot and I was getting a bit worried that she was going to hurt herself, and she kind of hurt me a little, so she's gone to bed now, so it's just me. So yeah, it's going to be a bit quieter now, a bit calmer. But yeah, I'm going to try and answer the questions that you put before, but if you have anything else, drop it below. And if I get it wrong to what the question was, remind me. So about the blood transfusions, Dawn-louise has had 4 open heart surgeries and has had blood transfusions for all of them. Although I would like to say, you know, please go and donate, I do understand that it's a really, really big thing for people to give blood, especially ones that are like myself who have been or are needle phobic. But it isn't painful. The procedure isn't painful at all. It's more comfortable than a blood test, which is strange considering that takes less time. But it was definitely more comfortable than that. I've had quite a few of them, so I know. And the actual donation only took around 5 minutes, and it's all done by a machine. The machine shuts off once it's got enough blood. It alarms if there's any change in anything. So yeah, it's actually really, really easy to do, and I went in there so scared and so worried, and actually it was completely fine, and I'm so glad I did do it. A woman can donate every 16 weeks and a man can donate every 12 weeks. So I'm definitely going to do it again. Oh really? Do you know what blood type you are? I don't know what blood type I am, but when they test the blood, they will text me or email me what my blood type is, and they will also text me where the blood goes to if it's used, which fingers crossed it can be. It needs to be checked first, obviously with it being my first donation. I don't know if I have anything, you know, lying in there that I don't know about, so, but they did do some tests beforehand, so it should all be fine, but yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool. I wonder if it's O then. Hey, Charlie. If you weren't here before, it's just me for now because Dawn-louise got a bit too hyper, so she's gone to sleep. So we're just having a nice quiet chat on a Friday evening. And I've run out of juice. I know I should have made myself tea. That is another thing that I've had to sort of change, is after I gave blood, you have to make sure you stay really hydrated before and after. So I've had to be drinking like tons and tons of juice and water. So I have like 6 cups here that are empty because I keep forgetting myself them and forgetting to take them back to the kitchen with me. But I haven't felt sick at all. They did say that you might feel faint and stuff, but I didn't feel faint, haven't felt sick. Thankfully I have a really good vein apparently, and I can tell because it sort of sticks up, and I didn't realise that it was just my vein that was sticking up. I thought that it was like a part of the muscle underneath the skin, and it's not. I have a really thick vein apparently, so it was really easy for them to find one. But I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera, but that's my vein there, and it's like really pronounced. So obviously they found it really easily because it's like, ta-da, here I am. This is just dirt from the plaster because I couldn't get it off because they're super sticky. But yeah, it's really, really not left any bruising or anything. They did say it might leave bruising because they do put a little bit of anticoagulant into the machine. Also, that was one bit I couldn't understand how they were doing it, but I know that they put a little bit of anticoagulant just to stop the blood clotting, because obviously if you're trying to give blood and it clots, that's not going to happen. So you have like a teeny bit of anticoagulant in there. I don't know if it comes through, because there were a lot of wires and stuff, and they didn't talk me through everything because obviously I was quite nervous, so they didn't want to overthrow me with information. But I'm really, really happy that I did do it. But I would never say to somebody, you know, go out and do it. For example, my best friend, who I love dearly, it took me a good few years to get her around to organ donation. And I'm so glad that she did finally sign up and that she is still wanting to do that. And she has said that she'd like to do blood, but even her other friends have tried to ask her to come along with them, and she's really scared. And she's not as needle phobic as I was, but I still respect that that is a fear. It's a genuine fear, and I'm respectful to the fact that people might not be wanting to do it. So although I obviously would like it if everybody could, if you are afraid of needles, then I don't want you to go through, you know, mental torture to help somebody else. You know, you are only able to give one blood pint at a time, which, you know, that's just one bag. That's not too much in one go. And there were over 100 people booked in on the same day I was. So don't feel terrible that you can't do it if you are needle phobic. If you can't do it because you just don't want to, then I'd be a bit more persuasive. But no, needle phobia is a real thing, and I think that that needs to be respected. I have missed your comments, so just give me 2 ticks and I'll get that back up. I have bad veins, takes ages. When I had surgery, it took... Yeah, see, Donnie... Well, I don't think Donnie's like it now, but when she was a baby, she had so many cannulas that they actually started to collapse her veins because they were getting overworked so much. So she ended up with a cannula in her head. They had to shave her head here and put a cap on it and have a cannula fitted into her head because there was only vein left accessible. And because so many of them were healing, it did mean that it took a while for them to find them, which was torturing for me to watch, but thankfully hasn't been a problem in recent years. It's more of a thing in the past now. She has to have flu jabs, and she has to have blood tests occasionally. She doesn't have them a lot, but when they do have to do cannulas, they find veins very quickly for her now. She actually watched her cannula get fitted last time. If you watched the very last hospital vlog that we did where we got rushed in an ambulance, we obviously didn't film her getting a cannula fitted because that would have been like a bit too much, but we did talk about it afterwards, I think, when we came home, and the way she talks about it is like so strange. Like, when I was her age, I was crying and screaming on my little head at any sign of needle, and there she is watching it get placed. And I will never understand how she did that because it's just so crazy. Like, I could never ever be that brave when I was her age. No way whatsoever. So yeah, like I said, it's definitely a personal journey. So don't feel bad, and hopefully one day you'll be able to do it. But the most important thing is that, you know, your mental health comes first. Your health comes first, because you can't give to other people if you're taking something away from yourself that you're not ready to give, if that makes sense. I'm not very, you know, philosophical, so I don't sound too smart when I said that, but yeah, I think it's important that you do things for you first. So if you are scared of something and it's not going to benefit you personally first, then don't do it straight away. Wait until you are ready. I think that's fair. Obviously, when there are you know, outbreaks of illnesses and things like that where they need more blood, if you're able to stomach going there and doing it, well done. But otherwise, don't push yourself. You know, I mean, it's definitely worth it, but at the same time, your mental health is important, and I know that phobias can cause a lot of stress, you know, much further on than just the day that you're having to go through it. Oh no, come on, show me the chat. There we go. I would be running out at her age. Yeah, me too. There was 3 nurses there and myself, and we're all like, huh? Because we were all there obviously to support her. I had my arm around her because she's too big for my lap now. So I sort of had my hand around her, and I was like, and she just kind of sat there, watched that, and started asking questions about it. And there's like three nurses ready to like have to hold her still, or, you know, talk to her and distract her and stuff. We've got toys at the ready and everything, and her iPod's there, and she's just watching and talking about it, which was amazing, because yes, that is very strange, and I think that does show the true image of what she has to go through, and how her normal of life is so far different from everyone else's. But at the same time, I think it's amazing, because if she can overcome these things that most people are afraid of, the things that she's going to be afraid of, she can definitely overcome. And I think that is something that I definitely want to try and instill her, is the confidence that she has compared to other people. So when she is scared of something, or about what might happen in the future and things like that, I think that she'll be able to handle it in a much better way, if that makes sense. But yeah, we did have a couple of questions on Instagram. To be honest, a lot of them are for Dawn. And I'm just here by myself, so I can't answer those. But I know that Rosie did ask about advice for people making up lies about you, and that one made me so upset reading, because if that's something that she's going through, like, I really wish I could help her, because that's not very nice, and it can't be very nice to have people lying about you. To my knowledge, I don't think people have made up lies about me, to my knowledge, because I've never really been someone for people to talk about. You know, when I was in school and everyone, I was just, I wouldn't say I was a geek, because I'm not as smart as I really wish I could be, but I was like the lonely kid who got bullied a lot, so I wasn't really, you know, on anyone's radar enough for them to make up lies about me. Like, it wouldn't have made sense for them to do it. But I would say that the best thing that you can do if somebody is making up lies about you is to prove your truth if you can. If it's a case of like gossip and not like a really serious topic, to just move on is probably best, which is obviously much easier said than done. But at the end of the day, they can't be very happy people if they're trying to bring others down. And I think that it's important that you just go about finding your happiness and not, you know, let other people take that away from you. It's not something I've really had experience with personally, so I don't think I'm the best person for advice, but, oh, bless you. See, that makes me so sad, because I remember feeling lonely for so many years, and it really does upset me when, like, other people will say, oh, you know, I've been through this too, and I feel alone and I've got no one to turn to, and it's like, I want to be there for you and I can't because you're so far away. Because I hate it. I hate that people, in a world with so many people, how do so many people still feel alone? Like, I have a very tiny family, and I have one friend who I sort of consider friend, because, you know, we're ones that like actually see each other regularly, talk regularly. So I don't really have like loads of people around me, but I have the people around me that don't make me feel alone, and I think that's the most important thing, is it's finding people that care about you. You don't, like, growing up, you always think, oh, wish I had a whole group of friends, you know, I wish that I was out with people all the time and everything like that, but actually, you just need that one person, at least, that one person that will be there for you no matter what, that will be there for you when you are in your darkest moment, and be there truthfully and honestly and really deeply care for you, and not just be there because it benefits them, or to say, like, I've had a lot of people say, oh, I'm here for you, you know, if you need me, you know, call or whatever, but then they've never actually been there. So I consider my friends the ones who are actually there when you need them. Like when Dawn-louise is in hospital, my friend walked 40 minutes to come into the hospital and see us, and that meant the world to me, because she couldn't do anything. There was nothing she could do to make it better, but she just came and she just talked, and that was all I needed. I just needed someone to take my mind off the worries that I was facing, and to just be there, just be a presence. And that's why I don't feel lonely, even though I have a very little family and I have one singular person that I can definitely 100% say is my friend. I don't feel lonely, and I haven't for years, and that is because I have such a good person with me. And I really wish that I could be that for other people. Obviously I can't be it for everyone, because I can't, you know, go travelling that far. But I am always the person who, if somebody feels down, talk to me. I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I will talk to you if I can, you know, as long as obviously Dawn's not in hospital or anything, then I will be there for you. And I mean that in the most honest way, like, not, you know, for personal gain or anything. Like, if somebody needs somebody to speak to them, I may not always know the right things to say, because I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I will always just, you know, talk to you and just make you feel less alone, I guess. Oh, it keeps disappearing. Naughty chat. Yeah. Frozen. When you have a mental health problem, you can't stay for alone. That's really, really... See, that makes me so sad. Yeah, see, that makes me feel really, really upset, because obviously we talked about this between ourselves before, so I won't obviously share personal details with everyone here, but, you know, we've both been through the anxiety thing, and I do, you know, your brain starts telling you things and you think they're true and they're not true, but you can't see it at the time until it's like, you know, days, weeks, months, years later, how wrong your thinking was, and how that wasn't true, and it was, you know, the mental health getting in the way of you living your life happily and peacefully. But when somebody sees those, you know, weaknesses in us and says, I don't want to be there for them, it just sucks, because everybody needs somebody to lean on time and time again. And it makes me sad that the people that we think we can rely on aren't the ones who are there, and then we end up finding people who we wouldn't expect to actually listen. My friend, I didn't really talk to her too much because we've been friends for over 10 years now, so she's been there for literally everything with me. But when I say that, I don't mean she's been in the moment with me all the time, because I didn't really tell anyone that I had mental health problems. I even went to a special needs school, and when they asked me why I was there, I just said it was because I was pregnant, because obviously that happened around the same time. Because I didn't want, even though I was surrounded by other people who had mental health problems, I did not want to say I have anxiety, because that gave me anxiety, which is so strange and backwards. So they didn't actually find out that I was there for that until I left, and it was years later, and they were messaging me to see how Dawnie had got on with her surgeries and everything, and they were like, how come you didn't come back to school? And I had to tell them, you know, oh, I was actually there for anxiety and not for pregnancy, which they, to be fair, they probably did know on some level, because it wasn't a school for that kind of thing anyway. There's another school here for that. But I don't know, I always found it really hard to talk about, and I think it's because I didn't really know how to explain it, because I didn't know what anxiety was until they diagnosed me with it. Like, I'd gone so much of my life having this thing, and I just thought I was wrong and weird and shy. And in actual fact, I just needed a little bit of help getting to be me, I guess. Messages keep disappearing on me. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, see, the problem with talking to family, like, obviously I have a daughter and I would love for her to be able to tell me everything, but when you are talking to family, you are talking to somebody who's with you all the time, who has a certain, you know, image in their head of you, and you don't want to, like, take away from that, I guess. Or at least that's how I felt. Obviously I can't speak for everybody, but I couldn't really tell them everything that I was thinking, because it would change the way that I'd keep going to get my drink. It would really change the way that they thought of me, I felt. So having a psychologist to speak to really helped me, because one, they couldn't repeat it to other people, because I did have really, really severe trust issues. So I was worried, obviously, that if I told people what I was thinking, they'd go and tell other people, and then it would be like Chinese whispers and the story would change, and I didn't want to deal with that. And speaking to the psychologist did work for me. I saw them from the age of 14 till 19, I think. So a good few years. And it helped me buckets loads. And the only reason I left is because when you're 19, you have to get transferred to adult services. But where I was able to cope with what I was dealing with, they didn't want to do that immediately. So now it would be a case of going to the GP and getting referral to adult services, which at the moment, I would definitely appreciate having a psychologist still, because having someone to talk to that is out of your world, I think really, really does help. But the NHS is very stretched. So I wouldn't want to take away from someone who really did need the help right this moment. But I definitely think that if I ever went down the path of needing that kind of help again, it's definitely something I would seek out. So yeah, long story short, it worked. But yeah, it does really suck to feel lonely. And when you are going through mental health problems, it's hard to know whether you are feeling lonely because the people in your life aren't there for you the way that you need them to be, or if it's your mind playing games on you again. And that just, it does get hard to deal with. And that's something that I definitely went through, because like I had very negative friendships good few years ago now when I was a teenager, and I didn't believe that they were negative people in my life, because I had convinced myself that it was just my brain telling me that because it didn't want me to be with other people and things like that. And it all gets very confusing when you're dealing with the fact that your mind's working against you, because you're stuck with that all day. So yeah, it does suck not knowing, you know, who to go to and things, but I do hope that there is a time when you don't feel lonely, and that when you are alone, you're able to enjoy that time alone, because that is definitely something that I really did struggle with. Was I felt lonely every single time I was alone, whereas now I spend tons of time alone and I love it. Other than the worry of Dawn being at school and getting hurt, because I've literally had 3 phone calls today about that, because she falls over literally constantly, bless her heart. She's kind of a clumsy klutz. Other than that, I'm able to enjoy my time alone and do things that make me happy, and I think that that's a really good way to cope with the way that we feel loneliness, is to be comfortable with our time alone, because at the end of the day you're going to end up with a lot of that when you are living with yourself, or you know, you move into college and things like that. What happened to Dawn Day? So there's this like wooden play apparatus thingy in the playground of the school, and she somehow hit her wrist off it. Not sure how that's possible, because she should have been climbing on it, but somehow she managed to whack her wrist off it, and they had to give her an ice pack and everything. Thankfully they managed to make sure that there was no bruising. There was no bruising whatsoever, so the ice pack definitely did the trick. But she's also got a bruise from when she fell over. I don't know if you remember, when she fell over in the sea, she hit her arm on the rock. Well, not the, is it a rock? The pebbles, basically, on the beach. I call them rocks, which is probably not the right word, but still. The little pebbly things on the beach. She's got a massive bruise here because she fell on it and it made like a lump. And then the lump went down, but then the bruise came up. So she's got this massive bruise here on her arm, bless her. So I was worried that she hit that again, which is why there was so many phone calls, because I was like, is it okay? Are you sure it's not got any bigger? It's not got any darker or anything like that? Because that one's still healing. And if she'd hit that again, we would have had to have gone to the hospital and just get that checked over. So yeah. It's been fun. She's so clumsy. I love her to pieces, but she's so clumsy. Because literally, it's her first week back at school, and I've had 3 days worth of phone calls, because on the very first day she was at school, on the 3rd hour of her being back at school, she fell over and hurt her ankle. And like she like apparently she like jumped or something and like landed, like, so we'd say this is your ankle here and this is your foot. She somehow landed with her foot like this and like her leg up, if that makes sense. So like she landed on that, like, it's hard to explain. I don't even know how she did it. But yeah, so she hurt her foot 3 hours into her first day back. And then on Wednesday, was it Wednesday or was it yesterday? I think it was Wednesday. It may have been yesterday though. No, it was yesterday. Yeah, it was definitely yesterday. She was in PE and a boy stood on like the back of her ankle here, and she had to go to the first aid for that. And then today she whacked her wrist off the climbing frame. So yeah, that's just, I have to laugh about it now. Like, obviously it's not funny that she got hurt, but it's just the level of the amount of times that she does it in 1 week. I have to laugh, because it used to be like panic me so much. Like I'll be like, oh, is my baby okay? Do you need me to come check on her? Like every couple of hours, that was my life. Now I'm just like, they'll find me up and they go, hi, it's school. She's fallen over again. And we, like me and the receptionist or the first night, we just kind of laugh about it, because as long as she's okay, you know, you can't dwell on it forever, can you? So as long as she's not hurt and I'm not rushing over there to make sure she's okay, it's just, like even Dawn, she's like, she'll come home and she'll be like, I fell over again. And just sit and laugh at herself because she finds it hilarious. Just like, well, not hilarious, but we've just come to live with the fact that she's a bit clumsy, and we are going to have these. Literally, actually, that was the funniest thing. On the Monday, when she did hurt her ankle, apparently when she went the first thing that she said when she went into first aid room was, I've only been at school a couple of hours. What's mum gonna say? And I don't know. There's just no other way to handle it at this point other than just to laugh it off, because like the level of clumsiness she is ridiculous. She does this all the time, and obviously where she's on anticoagulants, I have to make sure that she's got ice packs on it. So every couple of days she's having an ice pack. Bless her heart. Oh. I don't know how she manages it. I thought I was clumsy because I drop things a lot, but yeah. Yeah, do you know what? There's an old vlog. I don't know which one it is in, but I was like, because obviously we're probably never going to do much, because we're not that kind of YouTubers. We don't want to be famous. We don't want to be known by everybody, or, you know, sell things to people. But like obviously most YouTubers sort of do that, And yeah, in the video I was like, I said in this one weekly vlog, so yeah, like a million times. And I was going through editing it and I actually had to cut some of them out because it got ridiculous. And I was saying, like, if we ever did need merch, that is what it would be, because every time that I'm like finished with a story, I just kind of go, so yeah, and then carry on. So yeah, so, see, I can't stop. So yeah. It's like, sorry though, I have actually had people tell me off because I say sorry a lot, and I don't say it in like, I'm sorry because I've done like bad things or anything, but like if I repeat myself, I'll say sorry, and people are like, oh, well, you don't say sorry, but then I say sorry for saying sorry, and it's like a whole thing. And that's the same with the so yeah thing. I just can't stop myself once it started. So yeah, mine would be so yeah, and Dawn-louise would just be, oh no, not again. I fell over. I have like a tally chart on the back of it or something all the time she's fallen over. Bless her. Oh, she's a silly bean. So yeah, does anyone have any questions for me, since it is just me you have here then? That's quite funny. Oh my god, I'm gonna need you to start commenting on our vlogs now. Every time that I say it, because I don't even think I've been saying it that much actually lately. So I'm gonna need you to like tell me. I'm gonna have to like start a little counter on. I'm gonna have to figure out how to put like a little counter in the corner, and then have like my own little tally going. Oh dear. That would make like a really good competition, wouldn't it? See how many times in a vlog I say so yeah, and you'll win a gift card. I'm really like awful, so I don't like the idea of gift cards because I love buying people presents. A little bit too, oh no, my phone's gonna die. Yeah, I love buying people presents, which is a really bad habit because I buy them too many presents. So I don't go to do gift cards, but like that's like the universal thing, isn't it? Everyone can get something with a gift card. Yeah. Yeah, Sophie did have a really good question actually about how Dawn-louise copes with her heart condition, but I think I'm going to leave that for when Dawn-louise is doing the live or in the weekly vlog or something, to answer that one, because that's more for her than it is for me. I've been really bad this week as well. We've not really vlogged that much, and I thought we would. I thought that we'd vlog a lot more of us like getting ready on the first day of school and then talking about school. I don't know, we just really haven't, and I don't know why. So you'll have to forgive me if Monday goes a bit differently than normal. Although something really interesting happened today. We went somewhere and a very unexpected guest came and joined us. So that should be fun to watch. Oh, bless you. Do you know what? That's funny, actually, because I love wrapping presents. I wouldn't say I'm very good at it, but I can, if it's like a square or something, then I can get by. It's when I have to do like those, you know, like those toys and like the back of it's cardboard and then the front's literally nothing. So you've got to get it all around the toy, and I don't know how you're meant to even wrap those. But I tried to teach Geordie how to wrap her friend's present, and it was hilarious because it wasn't until the very end when I thought she'd done a really good job that she stood up and the present started trailing after her because she's managed to sellotape the present to her dress. It was really funny. Oh, bless you. Yeah, Dawnie does have a lot of bruises on her legs because she falls over, because that's obviously normally where she lands. But then she also does cartwheels and stuff, so it's kind of hard to keep track of how she's doing them these days. But yeah, that's just life on aspirin, isn't it? Well, you're on warfarin, so bless you, that's like worse in terms of how many bruises you'd get. But I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, to be honest. There's no way I can stop her getting bruising if she's going to be so clumsy. But I am going to bring up it with the cardiologist next month, because we should have the appointment next month. And then I will, what is he? Yeah, see, I was thinking about doing that, but I don't know, because our time is kind of tight for getting ready for school anyway. So I think we'd probably have to do it on a day that she doesn't actually have school and just pretend that she had school, because obviously we can't risk being late for school, because I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we have to leave at 8, and you would not believe, yeah, that's what literally everybody says, is wrap her up in bubble wrap. And like literally her teachers and everything were like, I wish we could get away with putting her in bubble wrap, because it would make life so much easier. Because like at the moment she's wearing her coat in the morning, and she'll still bruise even though if she's wearing a coat and cardigans and things, which is very strange, because like you think it would protect her a bit. So yeah, it would be nice to put her in bubble wrap. I'll tell you what, that's a merch idea, isn't it? Dawnie in a bubble wrap suit. Is it bad that I really want to do that now? I just want to make her a bubble wrap suit. I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy like a ton of bubble wrap, and then she can help me invent a bubble wrap suit, and we can just see people's reactions to Dawn-louise just rolling down the road like in her bubble wrap. Oh dear. Oh. I could actually imagine her loving that though, because she really likes making costumes. And I think the idea of being able to like walk around popping them constantly would be like really appeasing. But yeah, does anyone have any other questions? Sorry if this live isn't very entertaining, by the way. It's like proper chill, but it's nice because it's not normally this quiet around here. It's normally really, really loud, and we normally have people banging constantly. So I'm enjoying this. I get to talk and enjoy peace. It's brilliant. See a picture of what, like the bubble wrap suit? Okay, well if we do make a bubble wrap suit, we'll film it or something. That would be quite funny. To be honest, that would be quite fun, because like, I'm already thinking of ideas on how we can make that like a purposeful thing. Like, 1, make a child's bubble wrap suit. 2, I could roll her around the lounge just listening to her crinkle and pop. That'd be quite funny. She'd love that. I could just imagine her like doing like forward rolls in it. Oh my god, I have to do this now. I've just realised that I can make her do forward rolls in a bubble wrap suit, and that would be amazing. Well, it hasn't fallen down yet, so I think it's going okay. I can't believe this is what we've come to, because we had a tripod and it was working fine, and then I broke it. It snapped off, so I can't use my little tripod anymore. Funny story, actually. Yeah. How are you wearing flip-flops? How are you wearing flip-flops? That's actually kind of crazy. Dawn-louise is wearing knee-high socks and trousers, as well as a polo shirt and cardigan at the moment to school. And next week I'm going to buy us some boots, and what is... On the screen there's like a weird black thing here, but it's not in real life. Like, I don't know what this... Can you see this thing? I can see it on the camera, but there's like nothing here. So I don't know what that is. Anyway, yeah, we bought her thermals and everything, but yeah, there's no way she'd be able to not even wear socks in this weather, because it's really nice like after 12 o'clock, but it's been really windy, so she was really cold in the morning. It's alright. For Christmas I'll get you a new one. As well as myself. No, it's not the curtain. The curtain's here. That's not... Oh, actually, maybe it is. Oh, it is. Oh. Oh, that's embarrassing. Yeah, it probably is warm up there, because we get the, obviously, sea wind thing, so it's cold. But I actually felt really bad for her, because obviously most people won't understand what it's like for her, but when you get things said to you constantly every year, it gets to you. And when we were going to school, it was really cold for her. It was like I was wearing my black biker jacket and a t-shirt, and I was really cold, so that means that she's like twice as cold as that. And she had her hat, scarf and gloves on, and we got on the bus, and the guy goes, "Oh, it's not that cold, is it? Bit much?" And her face dropped. She was so happy and smiling, and then her face dropped, and I was like, well, actually she's disabled. So, because if I said, oh, she has a heart condition, no one's gonna understand what that means, so it's just easier for me to say disabled, because technically she is disabled anyway, so it's not like it's a lie or anything. But yeah, so I said, actually she's disabled, and then he went, oh, haha, instead of apologising to her. Like, I think that just saying sorry would have sufficed, so that she understood that, you know, people just need to learn about other people, because it really upsets me, because obviously that's not like the worst comment in the world. She's definitely had worse, but when you're having those sort of comments your entire life and just feeling out of place and like you're weird or different, it's just not nice, is it? Like, oh, it just annoys me. And then the next day we got a different bus driver, and he really started laughing about it, and then said, what did he say? Pretty much the same thing, really. He just said, you know, oh yeah, he was like, oh, come on, it's not that cold, or something like that. It was, I don't want to, like, I can't remember exactly what it was word for word now. I think I did put it on her blog though, so I'll look that up later. But yeah, I mean, it's not, like, I know that they don't mean any harm, but I just think, if you see somebody wearing a hat, scarf and gloves. Clearly they're cold, because you're not going to wear them if you're not, you know. It's not like you're wearing jeans in summer. You can take gloves, scarves and hats off. So if you weren't that cold, you just take them off, wouldn't you? So to like point it out, I just felt like, just keep your mouth shut, please. Oh. My brother went in McDonald's on holiday and it was the same bathroom and he came out crying. I was so mad because he was having such an amazing day and okay, so weather-wise, down here it is around 11 to 16 degrees in the morning, depending on the winds, but there are high winds here at the moment. And then during lunchtime it's 16 to 20 degrees. So it does get warmer throughout the day, but in the morning even I was cold in the shade. If you're in the sun it's fine, but when you're in the shade, which we are mostly because we're in a city, it's quite chilly. As for your brother, that really does suck, because I've actually had that experience with Dawn-louise too. And it really does bother me. Like, I understand that people need to become educated, and that's like one of the reasons that we have this channel, is so that people can understand what it's like to live with half a heart. But at the same time, I do think that, you know, the old saying of if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Please do that, because it didn't benefit you or us in any way to point out the fact that she was slightly overdressed compared to other people. You know, it's not like she was walking around, you know, in a fucking elephant costume or something. Well, even that would be probably more normal for a child, actually. But, you know what I mean? It's just like, just mind your own business, please. Let us go about our day. Let us just get on the bus. You know, it's just, I don't think that it's fair for somebody to point out something if they don't know the person. Like, if it was like her nan or something, then fair enough, because you're going to know that that's not coming from any kind of other, you know, unwanted place or anything. But when you're a child and you're constantly having these little nagging things said to you, it does get a bit much. So yeah, it does upset me a lot that people just can't mind their own business. You know, unless it's, you know, like, okay, so apparent, like with the disabled toilet, for example, say you were the shop owner and somebody was disabled and needed to use the bathroom, and they see you walk out and they're like, are you disabled? Like, I mean, they have a reason. But if it's just like there's people that leave notes on cars because they see somebody just walking about, it's like, that's not what disabled is. It's a lot more than just not being able to walk out of a car. You know, it's how far you can walk, it's how painful it is to walk, it's how out of breath you get walking, it's who you're with, it's, you know, there's so much more to it. And I can never ever imagine saying something to somebody if I didn't know them personally, or if it wasn't my job to know, you know. I'm just going to go close the curtains and turn the light on. It's getting dark. 2 secs. Okay. That's better. Okay, questions. Gotta read them all over again now. If the rare condition was hard to find a surgeon who would... Oh god, that's awful. I really hope that he is doing better now. Obviously, I know what it's like to need surgery last minute. Not quite on the same level as that. That is quite serious. But that's what I mean. Like, I just wish people had the respect to think, you know, if they didn't need to be in there, they probably wouldn't be. If Dawn-louise did not need her hat, scarf and gloves, she wouldn't be in them. And just that couple of seconds to actually think about what you're about to say, you know, it's going to change somebody's day, because it's just not fair, is it? If it doesn't affect you, walk away. That's just, you know, the right way to go about it. So yeah. Oh, come on, question load. But yeah. How old is your brother, if you don't mind me asking? Like, it's crazy that they drove 6 hours. Like, that's real dedication. Like, obviously I have a huge respect for surgeons and everyone, but to drive 6 hours for a patient is like so amazing. Oh, right, my phone is going to go, so last couple of questions and then I will have to leave because my phone's going to die. But it's been really nice talking to everybody today, so thank you. I don't think we have any more on the list. message. Where's my message gone? 3 years ago, and he is now. Oh, bless him. So he's still quite young himself, isn't he? Oh, bless him. Yeah, no. Surgeons are amazing, and they really do go out of their way to help their patients, which is really, really amazing. And I think it's really, really sweet that they do it. It's just incredible, really, that they give up that kind of time and everything, because obviously they come away from their families to do it. Dawn-louise's surgeries, her last one was over 10 hours long, and the surgeon's in there the entire time, you know, and I don't know how they do it. I really don't. Like, I really wish that they had the time to sit down and talk to me about it, because I would love to just know what it's like to be in there, you know, because not only were they saving Dawn-louise's life, you know, they were there, you know, missing out on, you know, their kids and everything. And right after Dawn-louise, there was another surgery, so they're there like well over, probably over 24 hours, to be honest. At least over 24 hours, I would say. Hey, Charlie. So yeah, I can't believe that, you know, the level of care that surgeons are willing to give for their patients. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. Oh my god, that is amazing. Wow. See, we kind of don't have that. We have, oh. Yeah, see, that's what annoys me, because obviously, I don't know if it's the same for every HLHSer like yourself, but with Dawn-louise, she cannot hold in her need for the bathroom because she's at risk of liver and kidney failure, and that can sort of offset it, because it can affect the bowel, and then obviously that spreads. So she has to use the bathroom straight away. So say there is a really, really long queue, and we're going to be there for over like 5 minutes, which we have been in that situation a few times. I wouldn't say it happens often, but a few times. In situations like that, I have to make the choice to give her the disabled bathroom, and we're literally in and out within like less than 5 minutes, because obviously once she's in there, she's able to do it all herself like a normal child in that respect. Just she needs to be able to go when she needs to go. Unlike, you know, if there was a wheelchair in there, obviously it would take a bit longer. But we've had people, you know, give us dirty looks because of it as well. But they'd give us a lot worse looks if she couldn't hold it in. So, but, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, we have to kind of be accepting that people are going to be judgmental, and just try to educate them. Like, if they make a verbal question about it, I will calmly explain to them what it is. One of the things that really stresses me out taking Dawn-louise to school is that we get on the bus, and on days where she's low energy and she's struggling with her breathing and everything, we have to sit in the priority seats at the front, because one, the further back we walk, the more out of breath she's getting, the more harder it is, because she's dodging around people getting out and everything as well. Not only that, she's obviously at risk of sudden cardiac arrest and heart attacks. So I need the floor space, and like, that's a really horrible thing to think about. But like, obviously in the further back on the bus, it's very narrow. I wouldn't be able to lay her on the floor there. So when she is having days where her oxygen might be at risk, I need to know that I can put her in the largest place on the floor to perform CPR if needed. So obviously that means that we have to sit at the priority seats at the front, which are for disabled people with mobility problems. And it says that right there. But the amount of looks that we got within 1.5 hour bus ride the other day, was disgusting, really. Like, people were looking at me in utter disgust because we were sat there, and I just really wanted to turn around to them, shout in her face, like, she's disabled, because it just annoys me that people don't really look. Like, if you were educated and you looked hard enough, you'd see that she has blue lips. Now, if you're knowledgeable about these things, you'd know that blue lips mean low oxygen, and it could very well mean that she's about to stop breathing. So if you look at a child with blue lips and still give a funny look, like, that's really annoying. Oh. Hey. Sorry, there's some new people joining. I don't know what that word is though. And just let people know this live stream is going to be ending soon. So, just to let you know. But yeah. Hello. Yeah. So there's some new names in the group. That's nice. Yeah. I don't know what's going on now. I know you're speaking German, but I don't know very much German. So, just let you know. I know a bit more Spanish. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the heart talk for today. So yeah. Does anyone have one last question about it though, whilst we are talking about it? Oh, bless you. I really hope that you get that sorted out soon. I wish I could come help you, but obviously I can't. But, yeah. What do you mean, what's happening, Charlie? We're chatting. We're sat and we're chatting. But yeah, I am going to be going soon because the battery is dying. No, I'm not. I had a daughter, so that kind of proves that point void. Why is it that... Okay. Anyway, I'm going to end this live stream here, but it was nice talking to everyone about heart stuff and blood transfusions and blood donations. If anyone does want to consider blood donations, then if you're in the UK, you can just go through to NHS blood donations on Google, and you'll be able to find it really easily. And it is completely painless, so please try it if you can. Why? Why do you want me to say that? Just let you know, I do know who our regular people are, so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, but it was nice talking to everyone, and we'll speak to you soon.